What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 Trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. And this is how we traded SPY today. As you can see from the time here, folks, the market closed about 12 minutes ago. So I say the market closed, but you know, the market is still open. They've got, you obviously got pre-market trading, you've got regular hours, and you have after hours trading, folks. But for all intents and purposes, for what we do when we trade options, the market closes, well, for some people right at 4 o'clock, for others about 4:15. But yeah, let's get into that, folks. Pre-market high 580.51. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things today, folks. We're going to talk about obviously how the 920 played out, but we're also going to use the volume profile. We use the volume profile every single day, folks. So with the volume profile, and I talked about the group, I talked about this with the group earlier today. We use volume profile. Well, actually, we use 920, we use volume profile, and we use major levels to determine when to get into a trade, when to get out of a trade, and that type of thing. But we use the volume profile because we can better anticipate where those thin volume areas are. Let me show you that here real quick, folks. This is on the 5 minutes. So obviously you can see what we did throughout the day. We just pushed up, 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 up. It was a beautiful day back to the upside, folks. And again, you can see this very, very clearly on the 5 minute. Now, the reason why I'm showing the 5 minute right now, folks, is, well, let me show that 1 minute first. Here's the 1 minute. I will go throughout the trading day and kind of bring us up to where we are in real time. And we'll talk about how I set up my volume profile. And again, you can see how it just ran up. Nice little run to the upside. Okay, so this is volume profile. This is all the volume that was traded today. Okay, so you can see all this obviously thin volume. It didn't take a whole lot of volume to push up. And again, this is just volume from today. This does not take into account anything other than the volume that was traded, everything through pre-market right over here through the close today. So you can see all this thin volume here, all this heavy volume basically from, what do you got, 582.09 through 582.44. So not a whole lot of space here, folks. And you can see how it just kind of bounced around at the end of the day. Now, when we look at it from a 5 minute standpoint, this is what we're looking at. So on the 5 minute POC, I'm looking at volume from yesterday. So everything from pre-market yesterday through the volume that we laid down today. Now, we had a very, very specific area that we were trying to get above, and I took calls up here. Actually, I was looking for them twice. I took them on an entrance one time earlier today, again, above 580. Why did I take the call over 580? Okay, you can look at the volume profile real closely right here at this 580. So pay real close attention to that. And let's go back to the chart. Okay, back to the 1 minute chart. That is, so here's that 580. 580 is right in here, folks. So once we get that breach over that 580 back to the upside, look what it did. So you can look basically from the first time that we breached 580 to the upside, right in here. Okay, so 580 is right in here. Once we got to 580, it just kind of took off. And we did it again. We did it again right in here, folks. So that second time. First play from me, yeah, big deal. It was a nice play to the upside, and it was a quick scalp to the upside. Now, let me go over this trade right here. Why didn't I take this trade right here? Well, we had gaps. We had 2 or 3 gaps, and I said, okay, it's probably going to come back and fill the gaps. We actually did fill every gap with the exception of one. I believe there's still an open gap down there. But nevertheless, that doesn't matter. Again, let's switch back to the 5 minutes. So on the 5 minute, again, this is all the volume that's been laid down yesterday and today. So again, remember that the big drop that we had yesterday? All this back to the downside yesterday, and then this run up. You can see because it's very, very thin, it was easy to move the price action in thin volume areas. Okay, now in areas of heavy volume like we had early in the day, so basically up through about 580. So everything up through 580 was a heavy volume area based on the volume from yesterday and today. So it took more to get through this area. Once we got through this area, it moved through with relative ease. Now we ran into some spots absolutely positively. Let me show you why we ran into some of those spots. Okay, so 580 is right in here. So 580 is right in here. This is a 30 minute. So 580 in here kind of slows down, and then it gets thin again up through this area. Okay, so we like the combination of today's volume, yesterday and today's volume, and on the 30-minute, what we're looking for is looking for looking for volume over a longer period of time. So again, this is a 30-minute. Look at how clear this POC is down here. Based on this volume down here, 570.92, if we get a catalyst, some negative catalyst, generally speaking, what you see the move to the downside is a lot quicker, obviously, than the move to the upside. We talk about it regularly. We talk about how there is typically an escalator up and an elevator down. That's exactly what you see. And why the price moves quickly or more quickly in a sell-off is because, particularly at this area, because the volume tends to be a little bit more thin. There are fewer positions being defended in these areas because it doesn't take as much volume to push it up, obviously, in a thin volume area. But again, this takes into account volume over a longer period of time. This is yesterday and today, and again, it's after hours right now, and it's still moving down. So if we watch this just for a minute, we can see how quickly potentially this thing can move back to the downside. Let's see, we'll watch it on the 1 minute, get over here to the 1 minute. And again, we're below that level, this 582.14. So 582.14, let me show you that here real quick. 582.14, look at this. We established this supply zone yesterday at this level, and there's one just a little bit higher. Then we got a couple of wicks, which actually we just about got up to the top of that wick and then brought it back down. So again, watch this through that 14. So 582.14 right here, and it's pushing down just a little bit. But again, this is a thin volume area. It's after hours, so it typically doesn't move a whole lot, particularly 18 minutes after close. The first few minutes, yes. But again, folks, we're not dealing with some penny stock that has a tendency to kind of go bananas in both pre-market and after hours. This is what we're dealing with real time. Okay. But again, this is the volume yesterday and today. This is the volume today. So what do you see here? Again, thin volume, very, very thin volume. So again, folks, in areas of thin volume, price tends to move more quickly than it does through areas of heavy volume. That's why we use different time frames, and we have a look back period that's longer for your higher time frames because, again, you want to see all the different pictures that we're kind of looking at. But anyway, kind of back to the chart, there were plays aplenty all day long, folks. I mean, upside. I think there was maybe one or two that wouldn't have paid back to the upside just from the standpoint of, okay, conservative plays, aggressive plays, what have you. Maybe one or two that would not have done well throughout the trading day. Other than that, folks, once we got into this last hour and a half or so, probably not so much, but particularly early in the day, once we got up to that 582.14, once we got up there, it just didn't do a whole lot. As a matter of fact, I think it made pretty close to, yeah, look at this 30-minute, it didn't do a whole lot. At one time, we had a triple top at about 582.62. But again, that's how she played out today. That's the value of not only 920, folks. So remember, your 920, we use the 9 as support taking us up to the next level. So it's support taking us up to our next level. If we can get to that next level, use the next level as support on the way up or resistance on the way down and wait for the 9. Once that 9 starts pushing up, we can then use that as support. That happened in here, folks. We were able to do that. But that's how she played out today. Folks. So again, you guys know I say the same thing every day. If you like our videos, please go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can be notified when we drop new content, which is multiple times a week. And I can tell you this, folks, over the next probably over the next several days or one day here in the near future, I'm going to be doing a video specifically on volume profile, how we use it, the benefit of it, and how you too can use that as a tool in your trading arsenal. It's just a tool, folks. It's really nothing more than that. It's just a tool. But again, folks, make sure to turn on those notifications. That way you can be notified when we drop new content, which is multiple times a week. And don't forget to share with your friends. your neighbors, your trading community, everybody you can share it with, folks. That would be absolutely appreciated. Now, if you are interested in live daily trading, so every single day, folks, we go over every single one of these setups. Head on over to our live trading Discord. It's called Trading Decoded. The link for that is down below. Go ahead and click on that. Do yourself a favor. If you are serious, if you're serious about being a better trader, becoming a better trader, head on over to Trading Decoded. Again, that's our live trading Discord. We are so convinced that you will become a better trader and that there's a tremendous amount of value in what we do, that guess what? We're going to give you that first week for free to see if it's for you. If it's not, we understand that, but you know what? I have a sneaky suspicion it is going to be for you. So again, Trading Decoded. If you are interested in the 920 crossover strategy, the entire strategy is right here, folks. It's right here. You don't need to spend thousands of your hard-earned dollars for a strategy. It's right here. You don't need to pay for it. But again, head on over to 920trading.com. The entire strategy is there for the entire world to see. The only thing that I would ask is if you go over there, if you're using the strategy, sign up for our free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Saturday at 11 o'clock. There's really, really good stuff. This week, I can tell you, I already wrote the article. It is when to increase your position size. We're not going to talk about it today, but folks, it's about when to increase your position size. We've been doing newsletters once a week for over 10 months now, and really, really good feedback on those newsletters. But anyway, folks, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Thank you for spending a little bit of your precious time with us. We know that it is very, very precious. So again, thank you for spending a little bit of time with us today. We greatly appreciate you. We hope you had a great day in the markets today. But above all else, we hope you followed your specific trading plan. The beauty is in the trading plan, folks. Do not, and again, this is just a recommendation, do not be seduced by the results, but rather by the process. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. We're going to do it again tomorrow. But until then, we will see you in the markets.